Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Victoria Leeson with Stampin' with Victoria. Today I'm going to show you how to make a card using the Valley in Bloom set. We're going to be making this card. And then we're going to be using the floral spray embossing folder, which is a 3D embossing folder, which is kind of big, but that's what that looks like. And then we're going to be using the Stampin' cut dies, which are the Lily of the Valley dies, with your leaves and your lilies and your stems and little extra lilies in this pretty decorative mask kind of for behind your images. And then this is what the stamp set looks like. It's called Lily of the Valley, and it's got your lilies here. So grateful for you, to one of the nicest people I know, your large leaves, happy for you, to a forever kind of friend, happy birthday, and a little thanks. And it's got your little leaves with your little lilies there. It's really pretty. I can't wait to show it to you. The designer series paper that we're going to be using is from the same product suite, and it is called Valley in Bloom. And I'm going to show you what those designer series papers look like. And then we're going to be using also basic beige cardstock, which is our basic beige for our cardstock and our base card, and then our embossing layer. And this is the pretty peacock we're going to layer behind our designer series paper. And then these are what the designer series paper look like. So I just wanted to show this to you. They're two-sided, so you can use, you know, both front and back to make your cards with. This one has the leaves all over, and then this one has little flowers all over it. It's real pretty. And this is one of my favorite pieces. This light cloud cover with Blackberry Bliss. I have the color coordinating that go with this papers. It's the basic beige, Blackberry Bliss, Coastal Cabana, Darling Duckling, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime, and Pretty Peacock are the coordinating Stampin' Up! Cardstocks that go with this. Let's see. And then this is the back to that. Love that. And then we have this one that you can cut these in 4 by 6 and make 6 cards with this, and your image is right there with the pretty detailed flowering and background, and all you would really need to do is add a greeting and a little stamped flower behind there with the leaves. That would be very pretty. And then we have this paper that goes with it. And then the one we're going to be using today is, this is the back side, but we're actually going to be using this paper in here. And it's got the pretty peacock in it, the Granny Green Apple, a little bit, the Darling Duckling maybe. It's more of the Coastal Cabana and the pretty peacock in here with the Granny Green Apple. So this is the one we're going to be using today. And then this is our last one right here. We'll turn it over. And this is really pretty, this plaid. Love that color. All right, so our card base, if you want to write this down, I'll wait for a few seconds, a minute, so you can, if you want to take the time to write these down. Our card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4, which you take an 8.5 by 11 and cut it down to the 5.5 by 4 1/4, and you'll score it at that 4 1/4 mark. And let me take a piece of paper and I'll just show you how to do that really quick. I'm going to use a piece of paper that's not what we're using as our basic cardstock, but what you're going to do is you're going to cut it along the, or score it along the 8 1/4 or 8 1/4, 8.5 line, and you're going to go to 4 1/4, and you're going to put it on your mark, and then move that out of the way. You're just going to come up and score it at 4 1/4, and then you're going to turn it 1 notch, and then you're going to go to your 5.5 inch mark, and then you'll just cut that in half, and then you'll have 2 card bases. Okay, now your basic embossed layer is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So here's our base card right here, and then our embossed part, which I've taken the liberty to already emboss this to save on time, but here's our embossed piece, 5 1/4 by 4. And then we're going to use these embellishments, the shimmery dots adhesives. And then here's our designer series paper, which is 3 by 3. And then our layer, which is going to be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let me make sure I told you that right. Yes, 3 by 3. Okay. And this is 3 1/4. Yes, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Just want to make sure. And then I've already taken the liberty to die cut our little lilies here. I just used basic white paper. And then I also did our leaves here to save on time. And then we're also going to need just a scrap piece of black cardstock, and we're going to use Versamark to stamp our greeting, which is going to say, "So grateful for you." So the first thing we're going to do is fold our cardstock in half, and then we're going to take our embossed layer, and I like to use the liquid adhesive glue for this, especially with these deep ridges in this particular embossing folder. It helps to get in their grooves really good and helps this to latch on better onto your cardstock. We're just going to lay this down, go along the edges here. You want to press on it for just a few seconds to make sure it bonds. Like I said, this is very detailed. If you can see, it's got the lilies and the little back. I want to show you. It's in our cardstock paper. We have some of these little crosses here in our designer series paper, and then it's got your leaves and this nice big bloom and some smaller blooms. It's just really pretty. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 by 3 piece, and we're going to adhere this on to our layer. Put that there. I do use the liquid adhesive glue a lot because it gives you that wiggle room. So if you need to move your paper over just a little bit, it allows you time for that. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere this onto our card. And center this up. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals, and we are going to start with our leaves. And I didn't grab a big set of dimensionals, but I had cut some in half, so we're gonna go with these. Put those there. Okay, and we are going to just center this right where the leaf is coming off the edge, just a little bit. And put that on there. And then we're going to take our mini dimensions, and we're going to, I like to use my pick-a tool because it's easier for me to grab these dimensions with instead of using my finger. And we're just gonna put these on our branches and our flowers here. Okay, and now we're gonna get these off. One more. Okay. Stick it. And now we're just going to place this. I want it to be hanging down here because I'm gonna put our greeting right here. So I'm gonna just put it, center it up there, bring it up just a tad, and then I want this branch kind of going that direction. All right, and then next all we're going to do is take our greeting and we're going to use some Versamark ink and stamp this onto our black paper. So grateful for you. Put the lid on that, and then grab our embossing powder, which we're going to be using the white embossing powder, and just going to some up here on the paper. Get that off. And then we're going to take our embossing gun, our embossing tool, and just turn this on for just a minute, and then I'm going to emboss this really quick. And while you watch this, you'll see the powder become like a glistening, like a raised area. And you just do that for just a few seconds. You want to make sure it's dried and you get it all. Okay. And that, it gets hot really fast. So if you don't have one, I definitely recommend you get an embossing tool at some point, because you will use it a lot for projects like this. So I'm just going to cut this out with my scissors here and just go around it. Doesn't have to be all the way down in the grooves, just enough to go around a little bit, turning your paper as you go. Okay. And then we're going to take some dimensions. And I'm going to use the mini dimensionals here. Oops. And I'm going to put 2 on. This is not cooperating. Okay, here we go. And then we're just going to, where did my card go that I was working on? Oh, it's hidden over here. Put the embossing powder on top of it. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're just going to set this ever so gently right across here, centering it up. Like that. I have a feeling my other tape didn't come off of here. No, it didn't. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So grateful for you. And then we're going to take our adhesive gems here, which are the shimmering dots again, and decorate our card. And I think I'm going to put the blue up here. White here, and then a green right here. And there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. It is light enough where you wouldn't have to put a white sheet of cardstock. You could just write in here, or you could cut a 4 by 5 1/4 sheet of basic white and put it in there. But I hope you enjoyed today's card. Again, I'm Victoria Leeson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Hit that subscribe button if you like my videos and are interested in watching more. As I bring you different cards and craft ideas from Stampin' Up! Thanks everyone. Have a great day.